make sure that you are not wasting your time on someone that quite frankly doesn't deserve you. Hello gorgeous, welcome back to my channel, or hello if you're new, and if you are new, it would mean so much if you guys hit that subscribe button down below to join my YouTube family. But today, I'm going to be open, honest, and real and share with you guys the 10 signs a guy just might not be that interested in you. I did a whole video a couple years back on 10 signs that a guy is interested in you, so I will link that above and also down below. If you guys have seen my story times lately, which I will link my playlist down below of all my horrendous dating stories, I have been through my fair share of cheaters, players, and just the good old F-boy. A lot of us have this habit of seeing what we want to see and holding on to the signs that fit our narrative on what we want to happen. If you really like someone, a lot of the times we are blinded to the clear signs. If you guys want maybe a part 2, thumbs it up, share it with your girls. Follow me on my Instagram, it's at NicolettaXOYT. I like to update you guys over on there. And before I jump into it, quickly, I just wanted to share with you a website. I am not sponsored, but I just really want to share with you guys because they're having an amazing deal right now. So I know a lot of us are stuck at home right now, and I know for me, everything I've been doing is just ordering online. So if you guys are ordering online, whether it's from Walmart, Sephora, Amazon, you guys need to sign up to Rakuten. It's a cashback site. I will leave my link down below. It's just a referral code, but I wanted to share it because right now, if you sign up and once you make your first purchase, you will get $30 back. So if you guys are buying groceries online, have packages you want, any other item, I will link it down below. It is absolutely free to sign up. There's no strings attached. It's literally a site I've been using for a while. You might as well get cash back and not spend as much money as you can. On that note, let's just jump right into the signs. Sign number 1 is you have to initiate all conversations, or pretty much all conversations. So you're the one who's always texting first, picking up the phone to call, emailing even, or just even sliding into the DMs on Instagram and replying back to their stories maybe, and just having convo go that way. And also always having to keep the conversation going. If someone is answering back in one word answers all the time and just kind of cutting off the convo short and just not really wanting to talk back and forth and get to know you, trust me, if a guy is interested in you, they're gonna want to keep in contact with you. They're going to text you first, call you first, all of that. Of course, if you text first once in a while, that's not a huge deal, but this is for the times that literally you're always the one having to make the effort to talk to them. And if you don't send that text message to initiate it, you won't talk to them. Another thing to really focus on is don't actually focus on the text if that kind of makes you think, oh, well, they're talking to me when I text them and we seem to have a good conversation. Focus on the fact that if this person is not initiating any sort of conversation with you, that is a big sign that he's just not into you. When a guy likes you, he'll want to learn as much as possible, and you'll find yourself texting back and forth a ton if a guy likes you. He's gonna message you good morning or say goodnight to you, or message you throughout the day to see how your day's going and really try to get to know you and talk to you constantly. If a guy likes you, he's not gonna want to not initiate a conversation with you. Of course, he's really going to want to get to know you, and he's really going to put that effort in. So if you are making all the effort and he's not even responding, or let alone starting the conversation, that may be time to move on and to focus on yourself, and when the right person's meant to come along, they will. And that leads me to sign number 2 is he doesn't ask to hang out. If you find yourself always being the one trying to set up a date or set up a time to meet up and hang out, and he doesn't initiate it at any point or at all, that's a huge red flag that he just isn't as interested as you may think he is. He just isn't invested enough to make a time commitment. And this could be due to so many reasons. A lot of the times guys kind of have one foot in, one foot out, and you may think that as in, oh, they must be a little bit interested because they're doing this, but a lot of the times there are those guys that like to just have options around them. So they don't want you fully gone, but they still want you a little bit there. You don't want to be in those situations where you find yourself being stringed along and the person is just very inconsistent and very hot and cold. Either one doesn't want to be committed to anyone, or he may even have other girls on the side and you may just be a little side piece or an option. Sis, we do not want you to be an option because you are not an option. You should be a priority. And that leads me to sign number 3. So you are only hanging out at his place. I know there might be a few people that may think this isn't a sign, but from personal experience, I see this as a big red flag. If you guys are only hanging out at his place alone, that is a huge sign that he may not be that interested in you, or you may not be the only option. So if you find yourself always having to go and put the effort to go to him, and it's maybe always at nighttime or whenever he feels like it, whenever it's convenient, and you find yourself driving to his place or taking Ubers or taxis there, that is a huge red flag. If a guy is really interested in you, they're going to want to take you out. They're going to want to wine and dine you. Of course, all of us like to just, be homebodies sometimes and just chill at home and watch a show and be really relaxed. But if every single time you see him is just hanging out at his place alone, that's not a really good sign. I have dealt with this where I would be super interested in someone and all they wanted to do was hang out at their place and never actually take me out anywhere or show me off to anyone. And whenever those things have happened to me, it has later come out that the person is a huge player and they're seeing multiple women at once. On top of it, if he's always asking you to not only just chill at his house alone, but also always chill with you at nighttime or in the evening, don't get that confused with interest. That could be just, a little booty call, or he wants something out of it, if you know what I mean. Make sure that you are not wasting your time. You are way better and deserve to be treated like a queen. Number 4 is you can only hang out with him when it works for him. It's always going around his schedule and you're always accommodating for him, but he's not being accommodating at all. He always puts everyone in front of you, whether it's his work, his colleagues, his family, his friends. And although, at first if he's putting all these people ahead of you, it may show you, wow, he's such a great guy, he's really loyal, he's a good family man, he's a good worker, this and that. If someone's interested in you, they're going to make that time. And don't make excuses for them, oh, well, they have this and that, because if you can find yourself making time for that person can make time for you as well. Another huge red flag is flakiness. So if he cancels on you last minute, if there's an emergency that came up, or he cancels even a few days before, if he's constantly doing that, that is a huge sign that he's not interested. A lot of the times, maybe at the moment when you guys made those plans, he was like, yeah, I'll do it. But when it comes to the day, he just couldn't be bothered. We all know how long it takes for us to all get ready. We do our hair, we do our makeup, we look good, smell good, and we don't need to be wasting that on no F-boy. Number 5 is you feel like he's not listening and he also doesn't remember what you tell him. So if you actually do hang out with this person and you are together and you find that they're just kind of distant, they're not as interested, they have their face buried in their phone constantly on Instagram, Twitter, or texting other people, and you could just tell that it's kind of awkward maybe, or there's not much of a connection. If you feel like he's not listening, he probably is not listening. And if you find that you've told him little things about yourself and then it comes back up and he goes, oh, I don't remember you saying that. If a guy really likes you, he's going to want to put effort into the relationship. So he's going to remember those little things, those little clues of things that you drop, and maybe use those things that you said for the future, whether it's to surprise you or do something nice for you. So if you say you like a certain something, then if a guy truly likes you, he's going to make a little mental note in his head about that, and you maybe surprise you on a date and do that thing that you liked, or surprise you on a birthday or something and do all the little things that you've talked about. I know that when you have a crush on someone, I know this is for me, you remember all the details about the person. So if they say they like something, you'll remember that. When things that they don't like, you'll remember that as well. So you have to think about it from your perspective. If you find yourself doing those things and you find the other person not, then that is just a huge red flag. Number 6 is he'll lead you on and then he'll fall off the map. I have been through this way too many times in life. No, we do not like to deal with it. So this is for the times when everything's going great. Maybe you got together with him and you felt like there was that connection and you thought it actually went well and the date went well and you guys talked a lot and were flirty and laughing back and forth. And after the date, you don't hear from him for a few days days. He doesn't message you, he doesn't try to contact you, and you're left confused because you thought you had a really great date or you hung out with him and it went really well. A lot of the time, this is due to the fact that they may be a player. They may, have other women. They may be dating a lot of women at the same time, and you think that you are this special one because they made you feel special on the date. But trust me, if a guy is interested in you, he's going to contact you after the date. He's going to initiate conversation and he will message you. No one's too busy to send a simple little text. If he can't even put effort and take that time for a few days after a good date, you may want to double think this person. From my past experience, I've been on dates where I thought it went amazing. The person was super flirty and seemed really interested in me, and then he kind of was hot and cold on and off when I didn't see him. You know the quote, out of sight, out of mind? A lot of the times I find F-boys tend to follow that. In the moment, they may be really interested in you when they actually are seeing you, but when you're not in front of them, they kind of forget about you and they move on to all their other options, and you're just kind of like a little side piece to them. And that leads me to sign number 7. If all of your messages are just flirty, a very surface level, or even just more of a sexual nature, a lot of the times that may not be someone that is going to actually commit and be serious. You may think that they're interested because they're flirting with you. If someone is interested in you, yeah, it's really great to flirt back and forth, and you're obviously going to flirt with the person because you like them, but they're also going to want to know more than that. They're going to want to get to know you. They're going to want to understand you. And that leads me to sign number 8, which is he's not very curious about your life. If a guy is interested in you, he's going to want to know everything about you. He's gonna wanna know what you like, what you don't like, what makes you tick, what gets you excited. He's gonna ask you about your life. He's gonna be curious about it. If you find that you guys are getting deep with each other, you're opening up about your past and you're really getting to know each other, that's a really great sign that he is interested in you. He should be curious about your life, what you're doing, what your goals are, what your aspirations are, how your family is, what your friends are like. First starting to date someone, that's the time to really get to know about each other. Who really wants to keep asking, hey, what's up? What are you doing? Where is that really gonna go? Those conversations go nowhere. Sign number 9 is a really, I feel like, an obvious one, but I have to mention it. And if he's ever mentioning or talking about other women he's interested in, that is a clear indication that he's not into you like that. If he's asking for advice even, that can be a clear sign that he may have friend zoned you and see you nothing more than that. Or if you even find he's a guy that's trying to make you compete with another woman, there should be no one that makes you compete for their affection. If someone likes you, they're gonna be full interested in just you and you only, and you shouldn't have to fight for a guy. You are way better than that. You are no option. You are a priority. So you need to remember that, because no guy is worth fighting over. From little experience, from horrible dates I've been on, a little thing that I have found that has been pretty true in my horrendous dating life is if you are talking to a guy and you think they're interested in you and you're seeing him, and then you go home and you find him constantly commenting on provocative photos of women, constantly following women all the time on Instagram or social media, and you could see those flirty conversations and it just looks not appropriate. Most part, he's talking to multiple girls at once and not just you. You're not the only special one. If you know or your friends have found him on apps as well, and he's active on his apps and he's constantly engaging with all different women and flirting with them, that is a huge sign that he may just want you for one thing only, or just have you as an option. A lot of the times, guys like to give little breadcrumbs, and they want to keep you around and have you stick around, but they don't want to do the whole commitment thing of just being your boyfriend. So they will just have you stick around. I don't know why people can't be honest, or what's the point of that, because in the end, it just toys with your emotions and you're gonna get your heart broken. And sign number 10 is a big one, and that is the truth. It will be obvious if he likes you. Currently, I am in a relationship with my boyfriend, Nicholas. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you probably already know that, but there was a huge difference when I first started dating Nick than than when I started dating all those other guys in my story times. There's a huge clear sign between the two. When I was starting to date my boyfriend currently, it was just obvious that he liked me and there was no games involved, no playing around. And a lot of the times us girls deep inside know and have a gut feeling that he's just not into you as much as you may be into him. We just kind of don't want to believe it and we want to convince ourselves otherwise because we have such a big crush on someone. But you have to honestly ask yourself, what does your gut say? If you have any sort of inclination that he's just not into you, or if you have any sort of feeling that, you know what, you don't like how he does that, he's not doing this, he's not doing that, and you just know he's not into you, then trust me, you are probably right. If you find yourself constantly making excuses for his behavior, that is a huge indicator, and I know it can be so heartbreaking when you really, really like someone and they just don't seem to like you the same way, and you think maybe if he gets to know me more he'll fall for me, but you can't force someone to like you. You don't want to be in those predicaments where you find yourself forcing someone to like you and get to know you. If someone likes you and they're interested, they're going to want to get to know you, they're going to want to spend time with you, they're going to want to respect you, they're not going to want to just use you, bring you along, be hot and cold, very inconsistent, and kind of just have you along for the ride. You should feel that love and feel that attention and interest from the person. And you also shouldn't find yourself putting in all the effort and he's doing nothing and he's just sitting down and you're doing everything for him. Those are the 10 signs that he may just not be into you. I hope this was useful because I know for myself I've wasted way too much time on people that just honestly did not deserve my time or effort. They were playing games with me, they were stringing me along, and it was just a lot of wasted time and heartbreak. Just remember, if you really like someone and you just know they're not interested in you, even though you may feel heartbroken and you may feel really upset, trust me, you will find that person that will treat you like absolute gold, and it will make sense why you were not meant to be with that person. And you don't want to be with someone that you were constantly fighting for their attention and that constantly makes you feel never good enough. You don't want to be with someone that also doesn't make you feel like a priority and doesn't do nice things for you, because it's going to become really draining and it's going to also affect your self-esteem and your self-confidence if you always find that you're doing everything and the person doesn't seem to put much effort into you. If you're putting all the effort, you deserve the exact same thing back to you. And don't forget to check out Rakuten. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I will have the link down below to sign up. If you want a part 2, thumbs it up. Don't forget to click the subscribe button. I would love for you guys to join my YouTube family. We are getting so close to 1 million, so it would mean so much to me. And on that note, I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye!